Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. It is April 30th, 2025, and the time is 9 minutes after 5. Well, actually about 10 minutes after 5 now, p.m. So the curator and his friends over there, they're saying if he fails, dot, 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 dot. So he's got something. He's got to take out this woman. There's a woman who's making changes, and she's got protection, and these ones want to take them out. If they fail, it's all over. So they've got themselves a feminine and all lined up to replace this, the one that they want to get rid of. They're saying that this woman is a pagan, this person that they're trying to replace. They're trying to say that she doesn't believe in God because what? Because she recognizes the mother. And, you know, I mean, family is family, man. And it's a family affair. So anyway, they're saying that this person, this woman is pagan because she recognizes the family of the divine. And they want to replace her with somebody who says they believe in God, right? So they're righteous, self-righteous is what they are. Deeming themselves more qualified and more worthy. And they're concerned if they fail, it's all over. So they're going all out, pulling out all the stops. And I'd kind of like to get a read on that. This curator, he is the buyer, or he doesn't really buy, I don't think. I think he sells self-replicating batteries, otherwise known as human beings, for their vital force and their birthing abilities. So how's it going to go for this curator who's stalking this woman who wants to replace her with one of his virgins? They've been trying to vilify this woman the whole while, calling her a demon, saying she's got a demonic attachment. They've been doing exorcisms, trying to get God and God's protection off of this person because they don't recognize the God that walks with her. You know, I don't know who they're worshiping, but whatever. They worship somebody who says that man is good while 90% of the women are in hell because they're bad. You know, this is the mindset we're dealing with here. And they got, you know, younger feminines that are all, you know, ready to step right into these roles, you know, and do as they're told. It's wild. How's this situation going to work out for this curator who's so worried now? If he fails, it's over. How's it going to work out for the collective and this curator spirit? We've got, Queen of Wands reversed. So there's a jealous Queen of Wands out there wanting to replace this person. Very selfish and deceitful. Very cocky. In the challenge position, is Seven of Swords. So their challenge is trickery and fraud. This is what they are. So they want to get away with something. They want to get away with something. They're lying, deceiving, betraying. In the subconscious, Five of Wands. Conflict. They think they're in competition with another being who is existing as they are. This person, this Queen of Wands, wants to come up there and knock them to the ground and say, you're not worthy of existing. And that's the behavior that she will spread to everybody in her environment if she is allowed to have one. In the recent past, strength. So your courage and subtle power have brought you where you are. You're very determined here. Intentions and expectations is Four of Wands. So you're very courageous. You're very strong. And this card says you're cool under pressure and retain compassion all the time, even if it causes you harm, which is the truth. These ones, man, last cycle, they really brutalized folks in a bad way. And they just took it on the freaking chin over and over and over again. You're patient and can accomplish great feats with your determination alone. Your strength will be rewarded shortly. The intention and expectation is this divine and holy love. And you've got this Queen of Wands reversed here. She is so pissed off about this. She thinks she's stronger than you, and she wants what you're going to have, a celebration, a joyful community here. She wants to replace you in that community so that she can continue getting away with trickery. She's got masters or narcissistic, misogynistic leaders leading her. In the near future, please, Spirit, we've got the Hanged Man in the reversed. Somebody doesn't have any control. We're going to get more clarification. The lens is being looked through. We've got the Eight of Wands, which is swift action, and Ten of Pentacles, inheritance. So it could be that this Queen of Wands reversed in her trickery can't control squat. We're going to get some more clarification. In the environment, Lovers, you're already in a soul tie with whoever it is that she wants to knock you out of place with. So you've got a deep love here, passionate love. Hopes and fears. The Star. Revitalization. You're shining brightly. You're in your purpose. And the outcome. You're going for it. The energy is high. You're moving forward with your passion. We've got movement. Somebody wants to be sexy. Let's see. We've got negotiations. Somebody wants to negotiate. They're weighing their options, making plans for the future. They could be feeling like a victim over temperance energy. Like this temperance energy has them restricted. This earth angel has somebody restricted. And what? We got the King of Cups here. Could have a devil attachment. Feeling trapped and codependent because the Queen of Swords knows the truth and is getting a wish come true, which leaves them in a Ten of Swords painful ending over what they've done in the past. And that's a celebration. There's in the community. These ones are in despair. They're in a nightmare and the world turns. It's a closure of a cycle. So we're going to get some more clarification here because there's definitely somebody taking one last stab at this divine feminine and her counterpart here. This Queen of Wands reversed, she's got the curator and their off-planet or other dimensional beings are telling her what to do. There's two names that were mentioned that I recorded earlier was Virginia and Isabel. Could be the name of this Queen of Wands reversed. She wants to be the new puppet of these interdimensional beings, perhaps. Indecisive. Very selfish. She can't make a decision. She doesn't know what to do. She wants to get away with something tricky. So she's trying to lie. She's trying to be deceitful. She's being dishonest with people, committing fraud. Oh, she's sabotaging herself. She's not able to get away with something tricky. A rivalry is what she's got in the mind. Maybe she's trying to sabotage somebody. Oh, forgiveness. She wants forgiveness over this conflict. Yeah, it's not going to work out really well for this person. We've got strength in the recent past. Compassion even. Like, you're just this beautiful being here. You know, you got your dress on, you're wrestling, playing with that lion there. You've got compassion and strength. And all this person has is insecurity and jealousy. So you're moving into a Four of Wands union, celebration, freedom, and marriage. We've got a reflection here. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. It could be that your intention is to move on in this, but you've got a reflection here who is out of control. Like, they have no control here. They can't control you. Indecision. They don't know what to do. They have a fear of sacrifice. They're trying to get one over on you. Look, their values are all about money. They just want money, man. They don't have any control of the money. We've got Eight of Wands. Swift changes. We're coming into the inheritance. Things are, look, they didn't appreciate you at all. So you're all about family. They didn't care about the beauty that you offered. So you're getting a new love here. A new love. And detachment. Somebody's being detached. You're letting something go. The Star, rejuvenation. We're gonna have to get more clarification here. We've got shadow side. Somebody, their hope is they want to put this star in the shadows. They want to detach the star from her marriage. Maybe there is. We've got Prince Charming out here. Knight of Wands wants to come up and be sexy. So they want to get in the sack with this person to tie them to the shadows. We've got unexpected outcome. Unpredictable, unexpected outcome. Responsibilities. You're responsible with your family, and these third parties are making mistakes. Look at this, missing their opportunities. They're in regret about the secrets coming out. You never gave up hope for this, and you're moving into your destiny. You're escaping this, and you've got reciprocity, a soul tie that is an equal give and take. These people feel broken and shattered because the way you love cannot be matched, and you have mended your connection here. These ones cannot get in your space. They're not available. They can't get in your space, the space of your commitment. They can't mess it up. And now they're running, feeling your absence, overwhelmed and unworthy. Yeah, so they were daydreaming of trying to take your soul contract, or maybe somebody that you're in a soul contract with is longing for you. So, okay, let's get on with some more clarification, please, Spirit. So, Queen of Wands reverse, jealous, insecure, narrow-minded. She's very bitchy, self-centered, and narrow-minded, bitchy person. Indecisive, can't make a decision. Doesn't know what to do. Forgiving. Look, again, they want forgiveness here. They're challenged because they were trying to get away with something tricky and they wound up sabotaging themselves. And now they've got a long road before they find what they want. They were trying to fight with you. And now again, they want forgiveness. They're really wanting forgiveness. Something must have went real wrong here. Or it will. Yeah. Fierce, man. This is not going to end well for this person. So you got you're protecting yourself and you're protected. This person is not being wise, broken. So you're strong and you're courageous. We've got people out here who did not keep the promises that they made. So you were very strong. These people tried to break your heart and your spirit, but they were not able to. They didn't keep any of the promises they made, and you just got stronger and stronger. You are going forward into this Four of Wands, but you got this reflection here lurking in pieces. It could be somebody's in pieces. Maybe somebody is being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. Maybe they understand that everything's in pieces, or everything, this reflection who is trying to mimic you is in pieces. We got the Hanged Man in the reverse. There's a fear of a sacrifice. They don't have any control. Their values are all about money, their needs. That's all they think about is money. They don't really care about needs of, touch and, partnership, emotional needs. Their values are about money, not your needs. So very quickly, we're coming into the Ten of Pentacles of an inheritance. They did not appreciate you, and everything's falling apart. Everything's in ruins. We've got the Lovers here, the strength of two together, and we've got detachment. They might be detaching somebody who is lying. So there's a detachment of a liar. The Lovers, the strength of two together, is making a choice. They're detaching from those who have been lying. The Star is here, rejuvenated, rebirthed, in their purpose. Somebody's in their shadow side. Maybe that's this shadow here that's getting detached. Look, they're wanting to escape. So maybe the Star escaped the shadow side. The shadow side wants to use love as an emotional escape. They're getting detached. You got a Knight of Wands here. Ooh, this is an unexpected outcome. They want to come in and be charming. They're struggling. They're not being supported anymore. You're not supporting them. They're not being supported. They're an empty vessel. Their cup is empty and burned. We've got burned and reaching out for you, but love is eluding them. This is ending and they're seeking an exit plan. Yeah, so look, they lost. They lost. And now they're just drifting around out there in this crazy drama, and many, many flames are leaving. So the stars and the suns are leaving, and they're crushed by this because they're going far, far away. And life is going to get real hard for those who were just another notch in the headboard game, guilty of neglect, guilty of neglecting people. So yeah, that was a blind spot, and they're tangled up in this web that they weaved, and they're going under for playing at love, for playing games with love. They're in deep, yeah, they're tired. You're emotionally exhausted, and you deserve a break from this childish behavior. You're tired of it. And they're having anxiety because they're bound to this dark side. They don't know what's going to happen now. Well, they got to face it alone. They have to face it alone. This is their opportunity to go be a diamond, I guess. They're grieving over what they built with this snake is crumbling. So it's all going under. It's all falling apart. They're real upset. This curator is sending in this feminine here. They have to get rid of this woman that's speaking, that's bending the ear, that's sharing the wealth and sharing the knowledge and opening up minds and hearts and, you know, empowering people, sharing love with people in a big way. They want to shut that down in a hurry because they're about passion projects. They're about sexing everything up. And they certainly don't want those feminine to get any respect or admiration. They're not about admiring the mother, any of them, in any of their aspects. They're only want to use them in South Node to do their bidding. So you've got a narrow-minded, jealous Queen of Wands reverse. They don't know what to do. They can't make a decision. They're saying, you know, I didn't mean to hurt you. They want forgiveness. Look, they're pride. They're prideful. Happy. You're aware that being happy means you're on the right path. But these ones don't know what to do. They're prideful. They want forgiveness. You're happy. You're on the right path. And they're trying, look, you're a being of service. You help the people. And they're coming, look, and you persevered through all this crap. And now they're in regret. They were trying to get away with the Seven Swords, trickery and fraud. They're sabotaging themselves. And now they've got a long, long way to go before they get what they want. The journey will help them grow. They need to surrender their need to control you. This is not going to fare well for them. Not at all. They're in a Five of Wands energy, rivalry. They want forgiveness again because they're being met with fierceness. This person is not playing. This is not a freaking game. You know, we don't play games with love, hoping for a payday. You know, F around and find out, I guess, that you're more courageous than they gave you credit for, and you're fierce too. So you're very strong, and you got these people here that tried to break your heart, but they could not break your spirit. They broke all their promises. They don't have any love, or gifts. They have no gifts to serve themselves or others. You're very strong and courageous in this mess. It's like these people were just so... They have nothing to offer except pain and suffering to those that they are jealous of. You've got this Four of Wands here, and you've got a reflection, a mimicker, a copycat. Their life is falling to pieces because yours is coming together. Because you're in this marriage. You're already in a soul contract, and this person's trying to slip in and pretend that it's them. And it's like, are you kidding me? The person that's connected already knows very clearly who their partner is. You know, you can't just come in and put on a mask and say, oh, it's me. No, sorry, you're not there in the soul contract. We've got discipline here. Can't accomplish whatever you set your mind to. Reflection. You were always picking up the pieces. Everything kept falling apart. People now know that what was happening to you. You're very disciplined and you can accomplish what your mind was set to, but you've got these people who broke all their promises and then threw you into the dirt, stealing all your gifts. Well, they can't do it this time. They're out of control. They don't have any control. Their values are all about money, and that's what they need. All they need is money. Look, and we've got freedom in the reverse. So there's no freedom here. They're losing their freedom. This reflection that broke their promises, they don't have control. Their needs aren't going to be met. They've lost their freedom. Very quickly, they've got a 10 of Pentacles, like a whole bunch of stuff is coming back to them. 10 Pentacles worth of unappreciation. Or maybe because you're getting the inheritance very quickly, those who did not appreciate you or care about the beauty that you brought to the world are in ruins. It's all falling apart for them, making room for the love that you deserve. Yeah, you're going to get this inheritance real quick, and it's a domestic love and harmony. You've reached your goals. This is not going to work out well for this imposter, this jealous person. Look, love. It's making room for the love you deserve. Those who did not appreciate you are being removed. Making room for the love that you deserve. And love is here. Right there. It's going to happen real quick. So the lovers are here. The strength of two together are detaching those who were lying about you. Those who keep in secret. You're detaching from the secret keepers. You trust your inner voice and allow it to guide you correctly. The star here is escaping the shadows. Friends. Dealing with the shadow side who uses love as an escape. Maybe there's a rejuvenation, a rebirthing of the shadow side. Maybe some people have escaped and have become your friend. We've got indecision in the reverse, which means, so the Knight of Wands is here, passionate, sexy, unexpected outcome. They're struggling, they're not being supported, and we've got you're very certain of it. You don't want to have anything to do with that. They think they know what to do. Maybe I use my intuition in all aspects of life. They're disconnected from their intuition and they're struggling. You were their intuition. They're in fear. They've been disconnected from you. Everything happens in divine order. Guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So you've released all of those feelings of guilt, all of those beliefs that didn't serve your soul's growth. This happened to me the other day when I was being attacked with a string of negative self-talk. And I haven't done that in years because I reformatted my thinking not to include that stuff like 10 years ago. So when this happened and all of a sudden the talk became derogatory towards self, I'm like, oh, okay, I know what that is. That's an attack. Trying to make people feel guilty, trying to stir up that negative self-talk, trying to get them to tear their own self down, but it's not them doing it. It's a program in the mind. And you're very courageous through it all. You know what's going on. You're finding the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Whatever that is that they're trying to run through the biocomputer of your mind, they're failing. They're failing. And you're attracted to people who serve the higher good. You have a high vibration. They have to accept the things that they cannot change. You're an abundant, limitless being. And they're coming at you with great limitation, with great jealousy and envy. And they want to end you and replace you. You, who man, this is crazy. You who are successful, you know there's no greater goal than to love. And you're here in your purpose. And they're trying to knock you off your purpose. They don't want you to fulfill your purpose. They're worried because you're denying them. Maybe they're being denied the opportunity to bring adversity to you. Maybe whatever adversity they're trying to send your way is being denied. Like nobody wants to deal with it. And it's over. It's over. It's over. We've got peace and health here. They're going to have, the envious people are going to have to accept the blame for their own stuff, and they're in grief about it. They're under judgment. Yeah. So this isn't going to work out. They want forgiveness. They came after somebody who is happy. And they're narrow-minded, jealous, insecure, selfish, deceitful. They don't know what to do. Now they're like, I want forgiveness. I didn't mean to hurt you. Oh, yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did. Very arrogantly announcing self. Get over it, they said. Okay. Alrighty then. Over it we shall be. Third wheel. Third wheel, enemy. A third wheel enemy. Coming after you because you're happy and you're on the right path because you're happy. But they're not happy, but they want to be on your path. So you're on the right path because you're happy. So they want to make you unhappy and then get on your path and pretend that they're happy. Whatever, a third wheel enemy. So they're trying to get away with something tricky. They're sabotaging themselves. It's a long road before they find what they want. They need to surrender their need to control. Blind. They could be blind. Maybe they're losing their vision. Third eye blind. Five of Wands, conflict. They want forgiveness. You're being fierce and aggressive. Just fed up with it. Fed up with it. They're not getting any good news. You're fierce and being aggressive, and they're not going to get any good news. This is not good news for them. This is bad. Bad news. You are strong in the face of those who did not keep their promises. You know, they tried to break your heart and they tried to break your spirit, and they were not able to. They have no gifts of the soul that benefit themselves and others. They were trying to steal your fate. They have no gifts to offer. They have no happiness to offer. No self-esteem, proper, self-esteem or self-management. They're just out here effing around, trying to appear as though they're a happy person who's got it all together when all they're doing is just... So you've got the Four of Wands. You've got your freedom here and a marriage. And this reflection is picking up the pieces because you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. We've got eternal love. You've got a disciplined, eternal love here. And it could be that whoever this is that you're in union with knows about your history and has clarity over the fact that you were always picking up the pieces from things falling apart because these people broke all their promises. They were supposed to be supportive and caring, and they just weren't. So you're disciplined. You can accomplish whatever you set your mind to, and you're coming into eternal love. They see you for who you are. You're very strong. But these ones who were trying to knock you off your square, they are out of control. Their values are all about money. That's what they need, and they are losing their freedom, and they are protesting here. Very quickly, you're coming into an inheritance, and those who had no appreciation for you are falling away to make room for the love that you deserve, and love is here. You commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things, even your suffering. So you've got love coming up right away. All this is falling apart right now. Everybody that did not appreciate the beauty that is you, it's all falling apart, and to make room for the love that you deserve. And love is here. It's here. It's here. Love is here. You win. Love wins. Love wins over jealousy. Love wins over domination. Love wins over, fraud and trickery and whatever. The lovers are here, the strength of two together. It's a harmonious union. It's passionate, and it's a choice. You have aligned values, and it's a deep love. You're detaching from those who were lying, who's not telling the truth, and you trust the inner divine that is guiding you correctly. We got hesitation, and people are worried. People are worried. You trust the inner voice, and they're in there trying to mess you up, and it's just not working. It's just not working. The star is here. We've got renewal. The star is renewed. They've escaped the shadow side with a little help from my friends. Somebody failed. and they're being cast away. It could be that the star is here and the shadow side that used the star's love as an escape route under the guise of being a friend are being cast away. You don't want to deal with them anymore. Anybody who used this star as an escape route, pretending to be their friend, is being cast away. Knight of Wands is there with passion and sex. This person wants to step in and pretend as though it's this. This is an unexpected outcome. You're not supporting them at all. And your decision is firm. Schedule in the reverse. They missed the mark. They missed the mark. They're not on your schedule. They're being kicked off of the schedule. You are the blessing here. And those who are working against you, they fell into a trap. Live and learn. This is all about training, developing self. And those who have, get a new family tree. Vital force. Those who strategize to work against you are wanting to compromise now. And you've got all these great ideas. You've got great ideas for business, great ideas for the community. How are you going to help each other? You're brainstorming together. You're a very good team, very strong together. And you've got this person, this little prideful Jezebel working for the curator, wanting to come in and limit you, take you away from the one that you're brainstorming with about business, about how you can improve the community, about investments and stuff in each other and in the stuff. These prideful people are, they're going through withdrawals. They are rejected. They're mentally insane, man. They could be going crazy right now for teaching people how to make others go crazy. They might be getting ready for a fright. Or maybe they're frightened by the preparations that you're making. You're still going. And look, there's conflict here. They got to get ready for this conflict. They're in fright. They got to go fight for their life now. It could be that your alliances, those who see you as trustworthy and honest, are bringing death to those who have cursed your mind or cursed your imagination. Anybody who's been doing curses for the intellectual property belonging to those who are here in purpose to shine a light and to help the community grow. This planet, this is supposed to be the golden globe, the second sun. And they keep shutting down the light with these curses. But it's coming back on them. It's coming back on them. And it could be that you're okay now. You're emotionally and mentally stable. While these mask wearers who tried to rob you are in a natural disaster. Stuff's falling apart for them now. They're trying to block it out. They don't want to hear it, but they can't stop it. And you're calm. You're at peace. They're very disappointed. Those who were dreaming of being you are very disappointed and sick. You're a good, moral human. You've earned a lot of merit. And those who were trying to bind you to their commitments with magic are being stopped. Bullying you. You've reached your goals. You're going to your destination. You're entering into the fifth dimension. This is your last life story for these abusers to transmit throughout their network or whatever. You are at peace. You're relaxed. You've reached your goals. You're the gift, and you are giving the gift of promise, or maybe you're promised a gift. The Most High is reaching down saying, come on, we're going to go home now. Job well done. Job well done. Those who that you persevered through these indulgent characters here, and now they're in a nightmare because you persevered. And you persevered through their domination. And now they're experiencing loss, and because they're getting justice delivered to them. Man, for making a sweetheart sick, they traumatized her, terrorized her. Now she's going on an adventure while they get confined. They're going to be unfreedomed. You know what? Because she's worth saving. And this is the conclusion of this. There's a vow. These ones, yeah, she's sweet dreams. Nobody's coming into her space here. She's high value. And these ones who are using prayer work to try to mess with her head, they're in danger. They're going to have accidents. Look, they got all this crap going on in their head right now. And it's what they've been putting out, you know, it's what they got coming back. They're furious because the family still cares about her. They're furious at all because this family still cares about each other. They did their best to really screw it up, man. They took a lot of bribes. They're overwhelmed. They can't get it to work. The magic, the witchcraft isn't working. It's not hurting you because you got so much love going on inside of you. There's an investigation. People want to apologize for collaborating against you because you're coming into the reward, a marriage, a reunion, and actual friends. We'll use this to get some more stuff out here. So, Queen of Wands is in the reverse, very deceitful, doesn't know what to do. I didn't mean to hurt you. Oh, yes, you did. You're very prideful and you're a third world enemy and you're coming right up there messing with somebody's happiness. You're very happy to do so. Now they don't know what to do, man. They're a third world enemy of this person who is happy. They tried to steal their happiness and of an innocent person. They're trying to mess up the happiness of an innocent person with fraud, with trickery. They're sabotaging themselves. They got a long way to go before they find what they want. They're blind. They're losing their gifts or whatever. They need to surrender their need to control. Doctor, they can't make this person sick. Whatever they're trying to do, or this could just be that the doctor is unable to help them. Maybe they're refusing to go to the doctor. Priest. So tensions are high. They wanted to fight. They wanted to, compete. Now they want forgiveness because you're being fierce. And they're not going to get any miracles because they're a servant. They're a servant of this, whatever this fraud network is. You're very strong in the face of those who did not keep any of their promises. They tried to break your heart. They tried to break your spirit. They have no gifts. They cannot take your gifts. You're walking into your fate. It could be that they know they're using divination tools. Merchant. Their fate is to go to the merchant. All of those who did not keep their promises, what? They're fated to go experience their intentions for you. You're going into the Four of Wands, freedom and marriage. We got a reflection here who now has clarity over the fact that you were always picking up the pieces. Things were always falling apart. You're very disciplined. You can accomplish what you set your mind to, and you've got eternal love. Eternal love, what is causing a misfortune for these ones? They're out of control. They're afraid of sacrifice. Their values were all about money. They got needs, man, and they're losing their freedom. And they got this priest here that's protesting. Very swiftly, you're coming into your Ten of Pentacles inheritance, and those that did not appreciate you are falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. And you do have love here. You're committed to seeing the good in all things. You're happy here. You're innocent, and you're going to triumph over this trickery, this fraud. They will fail. Service. You're here in service. You are here providing a service to people. You're not arrogant. You're not taking it all. You're giving it away is what you're doing, which is what you're here to do, to support the community. The strength of two together. It's all about values and community, family. You're detaching from those who are not telling the whole story, who are not telling the truth. You trust the inner voice to guide you correctly, and people just don't know what to do about that. Look, they're not happy. They don't know what to do about it. They're not happy about this because you've got this inner guidance, and you know that they're lying. the Star here. Now, there could be some people in the shadows that were using love as an emotional escape that have turned friends, or it could just be that the Star here escaped the shadow side and that their friends are casting these ones away that have been, you know, detaching the liars from the Star here. Wedding. There's a wedding here. They're being cast away. They failed to stop this wedding. The shadow side, who wanted to use love as an escape route, they failed to stop this wedding. They're being cast away. So you've got a Knight of Wands here who wants to come forward and be sexy and passionate. Part of the Passion Project. Third wheel enemies. Unexpected outcome. They're not being supported. Nobody is backing them, and they're sure of it. This person missed the bus, man. They missed the bus. Because the lovers are together, reunited. Man, they really messed up. Because you know what? It's called consistency. It's called consistency and hope. Somebody is receiving a letter and they could be facing prison. There's an old woman who's sighing because this is the end of her happiness, the end of her indulgence. The house belongs to the sweetheart. And this false, stuck-up, haughty, arrogant person is in despair. Because you're happy. You've transformed into the butterfly. You're no longer a caterpillar. You've got your wings. And so now they're in sorrow, these pleasure seekers, and they're wanting consolation. It's like, God, we had an agreement, whatever. That's what I heard the curator said. We had an agreement. And now the foe, the thief, is losing their everything they love, whatever, their wife, their husband, their whatever. Their people are around them are disappearing or transitioning. So there could be a soldier here trying to play friendly with the Lord. The soldier, this woman, whoever this woman is, this Queen of Wands reversed, is a soldier, and they could be being dealt with by the Lord, or perhaps they're trying to move against the Lord. Scholar. Yeah, young woman. Scholar. Soldier. Wants this fortune. Waiting for this fortune here. And is in melancholy over your faithfulness to your wife. Your spiritual spouse, whoever that is. Boy, she's all upset. She's all upset because in the room of your mind, the gift is love. It's not about all this other stuff. So this enemy is sick because they're going on a journey. They're going to transition out. Yeah. And those who are all about the money, they could be getting a mental message, which is surprise. What? About people having conversation. Maybe they're conversing with this woman. It's in reunion. Anyway, that's kind of sucky. Let's get some of these. I'll just pull some of these cards real quick. Whoopsie. Oh, we'll see what happens here. See what these say. These are so slippery. They can't make you sick. They're challenged because they can't make you sick. You're innocent. And they're coming at you with all of their disgusting tactics, man. And trying to make it stick to you. But you're pure. And you're happy. You're vibrating. You're high vibing. You're not operating out of this jealousy mindset. This deceitful mindset. You're like a child. A happy little child. And they're coming after you hard. So beware the happy toxins. Beware the happy toxins. Oh. Beware the happy toxins. 16. So some of the prettiest plants are poisonous. Oh, it's too good to be true when you see those red delicious berries. Sometimes you get to devour all that tasty goodness. Other times you would be better off to say no. This is one of those times. They're going for it. They see the happy fruits, right? Of this innocent person. They see the happiness of this innocent person, and they want to come in and be a third wheel enemy and take the happy fruits. They want to take all that happiness from you. But your happiness is going to be toxic to them. It's going to bring them sorrow. Seven of Swords are trying to get away with trickery and fraud. Beware the shame creature. They're not able to make you sick. They got to surrender their need to control you. They are losing their sight. They might be going blind. Their third eye, take it as it resonates. Maybe they didn't know. They were not told the truth of you and this connection, this reunion. They're not able to make you sick. 28. Beware the shame creature. Shame grows when it's fed. It'll gobble up your enthusiasm quicker than a frog devours fireflies on a hungry night at the pond. Once upon a time, you could not control how much shame you consumed. But as a sovereign adult, you get to choose how much you feed the shame monster by monitoring your thoughts. And that's what this is. You gave that up a long time ago. They can't bring you into this despair. They can't make you mentally sick. You're not going to eat up the shame. You're not going to feed this shame creature. You're responsible for how much it grows. So you're in control of your thoughts. Your thoughts don't control you. You may not be in control of your emotions, but you can sit with them until they pass. So this is hidden shame grows, but exposed shame shrinks. So they're exposed. They were blind. They got to get this shame out of them. Shame has no place in a creature as lovely and deserving as you. Yeah, they can't lay their shame on you. They can't lay their shame on you. You're not taking it. They got to surrender their need to control this. What a jerk, man. So they were trying to compete. They wanted to lay their shame on you. They're asking for forgiveness. You're being very aggressive, or your person is. They're not going to get no miracle, no news, no good news for them. This is a servant, a maid. Maybe they're going to have to go serve. Bloom in the mud. Bloom in the mud. Number 22. So lotus flowers grow in the mud, yet they spring from the muck without stain. Glorious. This is true of your own essence. So, look, they may have buried you in the mud, but you rose like the lotus flower without stain. They tried their best to bury you in the mud. No matter how strife or muddy circumstances have mired you, your true nature is without blemish. You are without blemish. They can't stick this stuff to you. And now whoever your person is here, Star, they're not being gentle with this servant here. Your loveliness never changes. It's all about consistency. You are who you say you are. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. Yeah. If you dig to your most essential self, you'll find a lotus blossoming, fragrant, alive, and unfolding with luminosity. You are a luminescent one that they tried to bury in the mud. And you are not settling for what the world, religion, your family, or even your own twisted thoughts tell you. You're going deeper. You know that your innocence, your essence is innocent. It's a delightful flower, and your heart is its petals, and you are blooming. You are blooming. And you're happy. And these people keep trying to stick you back in the mud, but you already rose up as a beautiful, unblemished flower. So unbelievable what they're trying to do here. So you're very strong in the face of those who did not keep their promises. They broke your heart. They tried to break your spirit. They tried to take your soul. They have no gifts that benefit themselves or others. They needed yours. Their fate is to visit this merchant. We've got guard the nesting ground. Here is your do-over. So let's see what this is. Guard the nesting ground, 32. Nesting is an important part of the creation process. You may have been in solitary mode. You may have been introverted in the past. You were in your cocoon because we saw just a little while ago that you are now the butterfly. You have emerged happy, a happy little butterfly. You were incubating in the past, keeping your own counsel. Sometimes we get so hungry for connection and approval, we overshare or give away our gifts to folks who are unworthy of our intimacy. This is an invitation to step back and consider how you are sharing. You're not giving your gifts to those who broke their promises and tried to break your spirit, your heart, and sell your soul. Their fate is to go deal with this merchant. Here's your do-over, 29. Failure is chimera, part beast, part blessing. It lurks just beyond our greatest plans, terrifying us. But when we're willing to fail, that toothsome chimera can become our ally. When we dare to befriend what we fear most, we become resilient, fierce. They're not getting the miracle that they want. You are a new being. Your soul is forged of lightning and stardust, and it cannot be destroyed. You did not give it to them. You have tamed the beasts that once terrified you. This is your do-over. We got restore innocence, 23. You were born with original innocence, not original sin. And that innocence keeps pace with you like an invisible companion. It's hoping right now to be noticed, to be loved. Original innocence is your birthright, and all you have to do is look at a newborn to understand this. The child is a treasure, as it is. Nothing but beingness required. Let that innocence carry you home to yourself when thoughts of guilt or shame creep up on you. Guilt and shame is a mental manipulation. Mind effery. And then we've got conjure the magic. All four of these came out at the same time for recent past. Magic is real. You create as you speak, and this is the time for believing. You've embraced possibilities and stand firm in your own vision. Your dreams ache for a way into the world. You are their magic carpet, delivering them from the ethers into reality. Seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing. So you've got your Four of Wands here. These ones who broke all their promises and tried to break your soul, your heart, your spirit, and then snatch your soul. They're going to go have to deal with this merchant that they wanted you to be dealing with. You've got this Four of Wands here. Reflection, being away from you has allowed them to gain clarity. They see now that you've been picking up the pieces, that everything was always falling apart. These people traumatized you, terrorized you. You are the complete package, and you're getting eternal love because you're very disciplined and can accomplish whatever you set your mind to even when you're in the worst misfortune, okay? You can accomplish what you set your mind to. You're out here strong, a star. You're innocent. You're like an innocent child. You're not going out trying to get one over on anybody or kick anybody else out of their life or their path or their purpose. Welcome the unwelcome. So your discipline gets you eternal love, and what brings misfortune to these ones. We've got 45. Welcome the unwelcome. Those pesky details, that unwelcome news, nagging thoughts, tangle of snakes you can't seem to shake. But nothing shows up in our experience that is not on our side. Challenges happen for you, not to you. They are a gift from your wilding soul self. Their aim is to shape you into the person your soul wanted to become before you arrived on this planet. Despite the interference of these ones trying to keep you from your purpose and stifle your soul song. Changing your perspective is easier than trying to change the world. See your circumstances as temporary guests in your life. As Rumi once said, this being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So you're disciplined, you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to, and even in the face of misfortune, you welcomed it. You see the gift in the misfortune, and that has earned you eternal love. It has shaped you into who you were meant to be. You have become what it is you're meant to be here, and you have triumphed with love over those who had no appreciation for your beauty. So they're out of control. They can't control you. They have a fear of sacrifice. Their values are all about money. They got needs, man, and they're losing their freedom. They've lost their freedom, or they're losing it here in the near future. And we've got a priest protesting. So they're trying to call you a pagan because I don't know what God they're praying to, but I'm telling you, man, they're trying to like exorcise people. And the weird thing about it is they do a whole day's worth of prayer work to throw in really bad self-derogatory and degrading verbiage. And then after all day of that, they try to exorcise you. That's what happened on Sunday. Crazy freaking loco. And so they're mean and brutal, and they mind of somebody and then try to exorcise them out of the fifth dimension or whatever. These people are freaking frauds, man. They're being unfreedom. They're losing their freedom. Not nice at all, man. So they're hiring this Queen of Wands reversed to try to come up against this person here who has unconditional self-acceptance. They really tried to do a number on somebody with their religious witchery the other day. They were coming up against somebody who has unconditional self-acceptance. They were putting in negative talk to somebody who has been doing the work. They've really been doing the work. And these ones thought that they were just coming up against, what, a child? Because that's all they ever work with is jealous and insecure children doing their bidding. Self-healing is guided by the wisdom of the medicine woman who lives in you. Just as the raven is connected to the material world and the underworld, so too is your surface wound tied to the deep internal realm of emotion. Right now, you are urged to kindle the warm, gentle ember of unconditional self-acceptance. The raven's bright, dark power warns you to get up from the table when love is no longer being served. You're getting up from the damn table. These people don't serve love. These people do not serve love. People show you who they are through their actions, and your job is to believe them the first time. Instead of looking outward, expecting people or circumstances to change so that you can feel better, challenge your own thoughts and beliefs with loving care. That is where your power lies. So you challenged your own thoughts, and this priest thought that they could just come in and spin your mind with a whole lot of self-derogatory talk and then rebuke you or whatever. Very quickly, you got the Eight of Wands here. You're coming into your inheritance, and those that failed to appreciate the beauty and did not care one bit about this delicate flower that you are and that you offered, they're falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. Love is here. You have triumphed over this mess. You're a being of service. You're here to help people. And they want to stop you because this priest wants to control the purse strings and the mental body of the collective. And you're here to the strength of two together. And you're bravely going forward, detaching from the liars who are not telling the true story. You trust the inner voice, and perhaps other people do. These ones are hesitating. They don't know what to do because they have nothing to celebrate. Nobody's celebrating with them. There's nothing to celebrate. The divine is here with you. Oh, look at this. We got a couple of them that came out. Oh, well, we got quest into the subconscious. So it could be that they're going to have to take a trip into the subconscious. I don't know. Let's read the card. What does number 44 say? Trauma is real. Yeah, they're not happy now. They don't know what to do because now they got to go deal with this trauma that they inflicted upon you. They're entangled with intense emotions right now. And they're triggered left and right. They've got a lot of triggers. Feeling not enough, too much, overwhelmed, afraid, or chronically separated from their own sense of love and belonging. And we have bring on the haggitude. Bring on the haggitude. Number 13. A badass from fairy tales. Ancient, powerful, and full of haggitude. An attitude of do no harm but take no bullshit. Women of a certain age have seen and lived too much to put up with toxic, people-pleasing, conformity, compliance, or soul-sucking compromise. Their spine has been forged with the steel of experience. They trust their intuition. More than they trust your facts, and they're certainly not going to play nice to get ahead. It's time to dish up your inner hag. You're dishing up your inner hag. You're letting yourself be the powerhouse you are without dissembling, diluting, dumbing down, or playing small. You're tired of these people. Your inner hag's coming out. You're detaching from these liars. They are going into a quest of the subconscious from the trauma that they caused to you. It's being returned to them. All that trauma. The star, the star is revitalized and rejuvenated from this shadow side who was trying to use their love as an escape route. It could be that your friends are casting these people away. The wedding is happening. You've got a lot of friends here. Laughter heals. Laughter heals. Number 10. Laughter is medicine. Take a strong dose right now. Go watch a funny movie. Some hilarious reels on the internet. Indulge all forms of hilarity right now. Giggle, snort, cackle, roar. And bonus points if you pee a little bit. The cells in your body are begging for rejuvenating laughter. And that's what it is, guys. Happiness, being happy, lets you know you're on the right path. Rejuvenating laughter. You know, you're rejuvenating laughter, and you've got this shadow side here coming in as a Queen of Wands reverse, a jealous little, narrow-minded person. You're two completely different aspects of the pendulum swing. Your resilience bolsters, it's growing because you're always focused on the happy side of things. B6 again, you're innocent. So the Knight of Wands is here, suffering an unexpected outcome, this passion project, whatever. They're struggling because they're not being supported, and you're absolutely certain with this decision. They're not part of your schedule. They're not part of your future. You are reunited with your lover here. Take it as it resonates. Tend to your partnerships. Number 43. You're tending to your partnership. You are reunited. It's time to tend to your partnerships. This could be a time for a new romance or friendship, or to nurture the primary partnership you have with your own soul. The wild things know there is no thriving without the earth's good graces for food, water, shelter, and beauty. They honor her generosity with reciprocity. Is it time to share? Celebrate bounty. Give back to the resources that have provided for you. Perhaps you're being called to receive instead of continuously giving. You need not earn your belonging. Take stock of where you are woven into healthy partnership and where you are not. This is a time for balanced reciprocity. So you're getting it. You're getting balanced reciprocity. Balanced reciprocity is what you shall have. Star. It's not going to end well for these guys. They should just stop. They're going to get hurt. You know, this curator, whatever, they're not even sharing the truth. They're just sending these people, these younger people out who have a bad attitude, and they're just setting them up for failure. It's just not a good thing. I mean, that's not what a leader does, right? So it's time for you to play. It's time for you to play and to remember who you are. This says, don your witch hat. And you may not be a witch, but let's see what it says here. 25. You are the mistress of your own power. Trust yourself. Let no source outside your sacred self make decisions for you, except for the inner voice that you trust to guide you correctly. None of this stuff. They're going to mislead you, man, because they got ulterior motives about money. They want the money. That's all they want. Who is the ultimate judge of your worth and well-being? Is it a person or institution outside yourself? A belief or shame or limitation you were raised to believe? Is it a society that demands your conformity? The ultimate authority is experience as embodied by you. And the divine, you know, is connected to the stars and the suns and intimately sees and hears your prayers and your woes, you know? So it's like you're always together. And that bond is where the authority is, right? Become your own best friend and the ultimate authority on what is best for you. You know, I mean, the divine, they never actually give orders, right? I mean, it's free will. And he, with all authority, doesn't really impose on that free will. You know, there's proper relationship and, you know, respect, and then there is those who want to walk all over that. But yeah, you know, those liars, you don't want to be around liars. True, authentic people, you're detaching from this, because it's all about the good and the bad and the ugly and the beautiful. North, south, east, west, we all have it on the inside. Anyhow, we're quite a ways into this, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this one off. I hope this brings clarity to something you already intuitively knew, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.